really.
You watched Game of Thrones, no? Or you didn't?
Yeah, Game of Thrones I did, but that's not like really. It is science fiction,
fantasy.
but it's not heavily science fiction. Like Avatar, that's never gonna happen. Whereas Game of Thrones, like a lot of that can happen.
With the dragons and the.
But who knows? Dragons could have existed at one point in time.
And if you ain't fucking with this podcast, then you're just a bitch ass trick.
Welcome back to
the second episode.
I don't even know how to start the episode. Welcome back to another episode of Save for the Pod, episode number 94. This is the first and only time that we are recording this on January 1st. Happy New Year's to everyone. Nah, just kidding. We were recording for what we thought was about 46 minutes, and we weren't really recording. But we got AJ in the building. We got Zach in the building. We got a returning guest, Lilly, in the building. And then we got Mark-Antony in the building.
We were having great conversation, too, so we're going to try our hardest to remember everything we talked about.
Yes, and hopefully it's just as entertaining the second time around we talk about it as the first time. So, today's January 1st. Happy New Year to everybody. Happy New Year to y'all, as well as the listeners. So, we haven't recorded in about 2 weeks. We had Christmas. We had New Year. Y'all go ahead, let the people know how your Christmas and New Year was.
Yeah, Christmas went well. Just being around family, friends, loved ones. You know, overall it's good. Just a good chance just to spend the holiday with your family. For me specifically, I'm not really around them all the time, so it was good just to sit down, chill, relax.
For sure.
Yeah, for me and AJ, we were pretty busy because we had Christmas. The next day was our niece's birthday. Her first birthday, so it was a big one. A couple days after that, we had her official birthday because the first one got rained out. The next day was Mark-Antony's birthday. And then 2 days after that, we had...
y'all should have did a conjoined 1-year-old, 22-year-old.
Maybe next year.
That would have been super lit.
Yeah.
I also didn't get to ask you before, how is it being an aunt now? Because I think last time you were on, you weren't an aunt yet. Like, the baby wasn't... Or maybe the baby was born. But how is it to be an aunt?
No, I don't think the baby was born.
Yeah, she was. Because it was back in, like, March-ish.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I was on spring break. But, yeah, it's crazy because sometimes I forget. Yeah. And I remember, I'm like, oh, wait, that's weird. Like, I have a niece, and she's a baby.
She's a baby.
And we're related. And I look at her, I'm like, oh, you kind of look like me. But it's really cute. So I'm excited to see her grow more because she's already grown so fast, so quickly.
For sure. So, Christmas... The Graves, they give the best of best gifts. I feel like you got a lot of pressure on you. But how was Christmas? How was giving gifts? How was receiving gifts?
As far as giving gifts, I think I did a good job. Yeah, without a doubt, their family gives the best gifts. So creative, they pay close attention.
They do.
To what you say, what you like.
They definitely do.
Yeah, they don't miss. And nobody missed, but I try my best, the match up, but then I think I did a decent job.
Yes.
No, he did. He was lit.
Yeah, he did a good job.
For sure.
I got my mom a Snuggie, which she should have been had for a long time.
I feel like y'all always got a million blankets laying around.
Yeah, that's why I don't think we ever bought because she just has 1,500 blankets.
But now she has one that'll never
she
fall
has
off.
a rotation.
That is facts. Do they still show the Snuggie commercials?
No.
I used to. Like the commercials alone always made me want
the
a Snuggie.
infomercials. Yeah.
But never.
I think once they stopped, probably when they not lost, but when you patent something, you have like a certain amount of time before people can make, I guess, like copies of it or something.
Oh, really?
Or like knockoffs of it. So they probably stopped advertising once there were other knockoffs because they were just promoting those as well. But yeah.
For sure. So what gifts did y'all get for Christmas?
So I got 2 graphic tees. I love graphic tees. I got the jumpsuit, Nike jumpsuit. Got a photo album, put my photos in for the future, etc.
Do you have like a disposable camera right now?
No, not yet, but I plan on getting one. I plan on getting a disposable camera. I got a Ninja. I'm obsessed with the Ninja smoothies.
Oh, yeah. I hope so, because AJ always talks about his cold press juicer. AJ loves talking about it.
I don't like beet juice, but...
Yeah.
We had some today. That was pretty good.
I actually thought about you yesterday, AJ, because I've been fighting a little some. I don't know if it's a sinus infection or what, but I ended up making my best attempt at the flu shot from Raw Juice.
Oh yeah.
With ginger,
I saw you
pineapple
posted on-
juice, apples, and all that stuff. I was like, dang, I could use a juicer right now. But I had to use my little Ninja, and then I had to get the strainer to get all the pulp out and whatnot, but could have used a juicer.
Yeah, so I have to do the strainer. I need some.
But what gifts did y'all get?
I got some pink Nike Dunks from him, top tier earrings. A lot of books. I got, I think, 7 books in total.
Because you're trying to get back into reading?
Because I'm trying to get back to reading. I don't have a lot of time during the semester, but I would want to.
Yeah, she fell off from reading because she was in school. I know all this because we already recorded this once.
What is your all-time favorite book? Not that I know books at all or anything like that, but
I don't know if I don't think I have a favorite one because there was a big gap where I was like obsessed with reading, like in like middle school, and then high school I had no time.
Yeah.
And so my like genre of what I liked has switched, and I haven't found like a book recently that I like really.
What genre you like now?
I'm still figuring it out.
Oh.
But
how did it switch if you don't even?
Because I don't like the same like young adult books that I was reading before.
Because you're not a young adult.
I am still a young adult,
age.
but yeah, I don't want to read about middle schoolers anymore. But when I was younger, my favorite series was the Mortal Instruments series by Cassandra Clare.
Okay.
It's fantasy.
Zach knows exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that was it.
I got you. AJ, what'd you get?
I got this lit sweater jacket thing. And mostly just money for a lens that I just bought also.
You got to tell the people the lens.
The lens? Oh, yeah. The
You got
lens is
videographers, photographers.
A 24 to 105 Canon RF f4. And we'll be able to use it for the pod also. Get a little bit of a wider angle and get closer. Have the camera closer.
Nice. Yeah, I got a new iPhone, which I'm not trying to sound like a brat at all. Like, yeah, I'm super appreciative of it. But I didn't realize the iPhone 14 versus like the 14 Pro and 14 Pro Max were like so different. Like the 14 has like no new features or anything like that. So like the dynamic island thing that everyone was talking about, I was so excited for that. Just to find out I don't get that. But I do have a better camera. That's all that matters. I had a 11 before. And it was fine. Like, I love my 11. It needed a new battery, so it's a good upgrade. I'm not complaining. And then Tatiana, we got a new cat. I have allergies, so we'll see if this cat actually fucks with me or not. It's supposed to be hypoallergenic. I thought that I did all my due diligence, but AJ, being AJ, always sends more information, which I appreciate. But then it started making me mad nervous because I went straight to Reddit at first when her mom was asking, like, hey, should we get this cat? It's supposed to be hypoallergenic. So on Reddit, people were like, oh, yeah, I haven't had many issues with it or anything like that. I eventually grew out of the allergies, but I don't know. AJ said, or the article AJ sent said that there's no such thing as a hypoallergenic cat and that it might actually fuck with me. But so far, so good. Outside of what I've been fighting, I haven't had itchy eyes. I haven't been sneezing outside of the norm or anything like that. So I think the cat actually is doing okay. Right now, he's only been hanging out under the bed. Him and Kobe have not really interacted at all outside of we put him in the little carrying case the first night and then like Kobe sniffed him out, but the cat was not having that at all. But the cat's name is Killua after you watch anime?
No.
You watch anime? Okay, so it's after an anime character, one of Tatiana's favorite.
What?
Killua from Demon Slayer.
That's a lot.
Yeah, Killua, Killua, I think is how it's spelled. So she also got tickets for...
Does she have a nickname for it?
She's told people just to call him Kill.
Kill the cat.
That's great.
She also got tickets for Universal. She's never... Well, that's a lie. She has been, but she went to the one in California, and that was before Harry Potter. She's a big-time Harry Potter nerd, so she's excited to go to...
When are you guys going?
The week after her birthday.
Oh, okay.
So like the 21st, 22nd of next month.
That'd be cool.
So yeah.
I mean, this month, you mean?
Yeah, of this month. So she's looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. And we haven't like really traveled a lot since we've been together like damn near 10 years, and we haven't like really like traveled a lot. So this year, hopefully we can do more of that because we have that, which I mean, universally, you're not really traveling, but at least we're doing some shit together. And then the honeymoon.
As in February?
February, March. Yeah, end of February, beginning of March. So looking forward to that.
And you forgot a gift.
Did I?
Yeah.
What else did I get? Oh, yeah. Shout out. Can you see it? Oh, yeah, you can see it on the camera. Lukey with his little tiny hands, his little elf hands, his little Keebler elf hands made this with his blood, sweat, and tears. Luke, I appreciate the table. It definitely is putting the apartment all together. There's still a lot of other stuff we need to get. We need to also get some like centerpieces and coasters. And I'm mad y'all probably saw me getting the
there was a plant on here too. It looked better, but I took it off for recording purposes. Yeah, but Kobe just put his drooly ass ball all over the table, so I'll probably have to get those watermarks out. But before we even go into the random topics, we need our boy Mark to tell us a little bit about himself. So actually, let me do a little. You know nothing about
prefacing. Him, right? Yeah, I already knew about Mark before he even came in here.
He knew about Mark before Lilly knew about Mark.
Yeah, I knew about Mark before Lilly knew about Mark. Before any of the Graveses knew about Mark. So y'all already know I'm a big time college football fan, the Miami Hurricanes to be specific. So Mark's older brother used to be on the team. And he still supports them heavily. I still follow him on Twitter. But we recruited Mark. I don't know when the recruiting started, but I remember hearing about your name because I was like, oh, this Amon's little brother. But we were recruiting you, I think, at DB. You wanted to play running back. And then I guess things kind of just fell apart. But you could take it from there.
So, like, with Miami, actually started up as being recruited at running back.
Okay.
Then it switched to corner.
Got you.
Safety.
Oh, okay.
And then, so it was kind of like a little weird situation, but of course, like kind of because of that, kind of altered my decision.
Yeah.
Then I started choosing between 4 different schools, and ultimately I went to Auburn.
Wait, what were the 4 schools?
It was Auburn, Georgia, Penn State, and Florida.
Okay.
Ultimately went to Auburn. I almost went to Florida, but went to Auburn 2 years. Had to get a leg surgery. It was really brutal. So I was out for 13 months. I came back and
I thought you were asking me. I was like, I know your story, but I don't know your story that well. I don't know how long you was out for.
Give you a little more insight. So I came back my second year, which was really my first year in college football.
Yeah.
And I had a whole leg procedure, and it was kind of brutal, pretty brutal. Came back and I just wasn't healthy. Like I was trying to run, trying to cut, and it just everything felt off.
Yeah.
To give you more idea, like kind of this whole side, my leg was like numb.
Yeah.
And I still played. In the season, but ultimately, how the business goes.
Real quick, was that your first major injury that you had? Okay.
Yes. And for that to be like your first injury, it was kind of extreme. So as the season was going on, of course, you know the business, how it is. It's if you can produce, and for me, you know, I was still trying to rehab and get back from it during the season. So my mental was, you know, kind of all over the place. I just wasn't the same person. So when the end of the season came, I just had to make a hard decision and just start fresh.
Got you.
So I hit the portal, and then, you know, ultimately I ended up at UCF.
Was the portal around at that time? Yeah. I mean, I know you could transfer, but okay.
Yeah,
got you.
First year. Yeah.
Wait, so how does the portal work? Where you just put your name in there, and whatever happens.
Kind of, yeah. Like it's kind of like a bid. Some guys, they enter the portal and they don't get no contact. Some guys hit it, they get all the context they had in high school, and then some people hit it, and you know they might end up at a smaller school than they might have expected. You know, luckily for me, when I hit the portal, I had schools reach out. You know, some schools that I almost went to, you know, they reached out and stuff, but you know, some things had happened, and I ended up at UCF. So I'm happy with the decision, man.
So tell the people kind of the difference between being at an SEC school, which everyone holds in high regard, that puts a lot of money into their program. UCF, it is an up and up program, especially after the national championship that they won that 1 year. But UCF, that's also a program that puts a lot into their athletics. So kind of tell the people the difference between the two, as well as like the strength programs and whatnot.
It's the structure. So like the first thing is like how we practice. At Auburn, we used to have like 25 periods, And I mean, it's contact, full speed. Like you might get like 2 breaks, and it's very intense. Our strength and conditioning program is like top notch. You know, they pound the weight room. But you expect them, you go to a school like Auburn in the SEC, especially the SEC West, where you're playing against like Georgia, South Carolina, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, like, you know, those big dogs. So you just try to get your guys prepared. Like with a school like UCF, no knock to them. Like we still practice hard, but you know, it's levels to it. But UCF is definitely, we're on the rise. We're getting ready to go to the Big 12, and you know, we're still, you know, becoming the program that we want to be. So
Exactly. That's what's up, though. Did you play any other sports growing up, or was football your one track mind towards football?
So I wanted, my first sport was actually tennis. That was the first sport that I played. Weird. I played tennis for maybe like a month, maybe.
You know that their grandmother or whatever is like a professional. What is it again? What is it again, AJ?
He's a coach and he officiated and stuff like that too. Ran a camp, all that in Maryland.
Yeah, that's tough. So like, the first little stint was like tennis, and that was for like a month. I tried to play soccer. I didn't end up doing that.
Yeah.
Then that's when I kind of got into football. Football just kind of at first I didn't like it, and then my brother, obviously, he was like, you know, really good at it. Yeah. And from a competitive standpoint, like, you know, I want to be good at it too. So he kind of, you know, started my love for it. And when I got to middle school, tried the basketball out. My dad wasn't going for that, you know, because by then, you know, he sees like we have the talent. Yeah. And he's just saying, you know, just focus on one sport and pursue it. But I did do track in high school for a little while.
Got you.
Nothing crazy.
Yeah, your mom ran track.
Yeah, my mom ran track, but she was like raw.
Damn, so y'all both come from good ass bloodlines, whereas my dad didn't do shit. My mom didn't do shit. I had to just figure it out on my own. My dad played like volleyball for a little bit, but I'm not gonna play no damn volleyball. But y'all two met at UCF. Tell the people about your love story and how y'all met and all that.
So we met in the training room on campus, and so how the UCF athletics is spread out, most sports have their own like individual training room, and then there's one like large one where they have like the physical therapists that are like on site. So soccer used to be in the arena with basketball and volleyball, but we got transferred to the other side of the athletic village. And so that day our training room was getting renovated with a new sink, so I had to go into football's training room to do like my recovery and rehab for my injury. And so I was doing my step down, step ups, a combination of exercises. Yeah. And he had come up to me.
Yeah. So like I remember I had a second knee surgery, but it wasn't as bad as the first one. And I started rehab like mid-June. And the one day I'm in there, I remember I was doing like band walks. And at this time everybody was kind of on this side of the training room, and she was the only person on this side. Yeah. So like my personality, I'm not very like outgoing in a way. Like I'm not gonna talk to you if I don't know you. So I was doing the band walks, and I was kind of getting ready to get by her, and I was just like, you know what, like let me just talk to somebody, let me step my comfort zone and talk to her for a little bit. I asked her where her injury was. We both told each other what it was and stuff, and we had like a brief conversation.
So I'm gonna pause you right here because the people need to know what the thought processes were for both people and how it went down. So Lilly, when he approached you, were you like, damn, this lame ass nigga trying to talk to me, or were you actually trying to give him time of day or just be friendly or whatever it was?
Yeah, it was short, so I didn't have to like go there. Like we had a couple questions and it went on. Like if he had dragged it out and was trying to talk to me, like I was focused on my exercise. Yeah. You know, I was breathing a little hard, had my blood up, so I wouldn't. Yeah, good thing you didn't do that. I probably would have been really annoyed, but he kept it like short and simple, and then we like parted ways. And
got you. All right, continue.
So we parted ways for 8 months, but I do remember she actually followed me on Instagram.
I did.
They had posted me for some reason, and that might have been a couple of days after I had first met you when they did that. I think so.
Probably.
But so we went 8 months, no contact. But there was little times where I was like, where is she at in the training? Like, because I don't see her anymore. Yeah. That's a one-time thing.
And for reference, I had decided to step away from soccer at that point, and I had another hip surgery. So I was like completely like, I wasn't on campus, wasn't near athletics. Like I was really gone. Really gone.
Yeah. So like now I know that's why and stuff. So I remember on December 26th, she had posted her niece.
Yeah, and this nigga remember. Well, that's why I was gonna say he remembers the dates. You should feel special.
Yeah. So she posted her niece, and I was like, oh, okay, there she goes. And then what was it? She had posted around February-ish time, I think.
Yeah.
It was like in her uniform, high school uniform with the teammates and stuff. And I saw the American Heritage. Everybody knows American Heritage.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, like she must be from South Florida. From Palm Beach. So I asked her, I was like, yo, like, you from the crib? And she's like, yeah. And then it just kind of went from there.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
had a little swipe up action.
Now we're 9 months in. So
That's what's up. That's what's up. I'm definitely cheering for y'all. And I'm trying, for the listeners, I'm trying to make sure the podcast is the same way it was before. I don't remember
we are definitely on pace.
Yeah, we were kind of all over the place in the beginning, but I think, what did we even go to after?
Graduation. Yes,
I asked when y'all was graduating, and then because I was telling y'all that the long distance can be tough. I had to deal with it, but y'all seem cute, happy, all that stuff, committed. So, and I know like you like to travel. You can go ahead and tell your little traveling story. Actually, let me transition to what's been happening across the world. So, for those that have been on social media and whatnot, you've seen that Southwest specifically, but a lot of other airlines, they've been canceling flights across the nation. It's been absurd. Luckily, Tatiana and I flew Spirit when we went to Michigan. Spirit doesn't give a fuck about nothing. So when we landed, before we even landed, Tatiana's mom, my dad, they were both blowing us up. Like, hey, make sure you check in the website, that there's no delays or anything like that. No delays. The only thing we had to deal with was when we landed, a bunch of the planes before us, their doors were frozen shut because...
You flew what, Southwest?
Spirit.
Oh, Spirit. Okay.
Yeah. If we flew Southwest, we wasn't going there or coming back. I'd still be in Michigan. But luckily, Spirit, like I said, they don't care. So we were able to make our trip on time. We were able to come back on time, and everything was Gucci. But for y'all, when you have issues on your flight or just in general, not even a flight, like if you at a restaurant, whatever, are you one to tweet at the company? Are you one to ask for the manager? How do y'all go about those types of situations?
Yeah, I personally haven't had any airline troubles or anything like that, thank goodness, so I haven't been in that situation. And I'm not sure how I'm going to handle it because I'm back and forth where sometimes I'm like non-confrontational and then sometimes I'm like very assertive and I never know what I'm going to have that day. So I can't speak.
Yeah, for me, I had one experience. It was on Spirit. And I remember we were going to the Nike opening. We went there for like 3 days.
Got you.
We flew back.
It was Nike opening, you said?
Yeah, the Nike opening.
Where was it at?
It's in Dallas, Texas.
Oh, okay.
So on the way back, your mind is I only flew maybe 2 or 3 times, and I never experienced turbulence. So the plane literally starts shaking.
Yeah.
And like it feels like we're going straight down.
Yeah.
And I look out the window, and I see like the clouds and the red light. Makes all the clouds look red and stuff.
Yeah.
And people are like start screaming. Like the seats are shaking. Like I'm shaking.
Like people was like screaming.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So like for me, like I'm thinking, damn, it's the end. So eventually, we get out of the while we're in the clouds, while we're still going down, I literally just start praying because it's over with. Like, in that moment, you just realize just how much you love life.
Like, dang, I really like this.
It was scary.
Did people clap when y'all landed?
Man, no, people were like scared still. Like we land and the flight, the pilot.
They thought the plane was gonna blow up.
Huh?
So they thought the plane was gonna blow up.
No, we thought the plane was gonna go down. So I'm thinking, but we land and the pilot makes a joke and nobody laughs.
Yeah.
Everybody's still scared and stuff like that. But I get home and literally I'm just staring at the wall. I'm just like, I could have been.
What just happened?
You want to see that man upstairs?
But yeah, with all these cancellations and whatnot, I've been seeing a lot of videos specifically of people freaking out at the help desk, tweeting at the companies at Southwest, and it's like, how do y'all not realize that the people at the help desk, the one that's running the social media account, are not the ones that are flying the planes. They're not the ones making the ultimate decision. Like AJ does social media for a team. Like, could you imagine if somebody was
No,
just...
they do. People do complain, but then
but that's my point though. They don't realize that you're the one seeing it. Like AJ Graves isn't doing anything about this.
Right. Nah, but they'll, so like if you do complain on social media or DM or something, then it's just like gets forwarded to customer service, or you just resolve it, or make them happy kind of thing, or say if something happened during their experience or whatever that wasn't ideal, then you just we'll give them if it was like something at a game, maybe you'll just give them tickets to another game or something, or like give them a gift card credit or something to the store or something like that. So people do resolve things over social media. Sometimes it's the fastest way to get a resolution.
But 9 times out of 10,
or a make good or something.
9 times out of 10, I feel like it's people that aren't truly unhappy with the situation. It's just they trying to get something out of the situation. Tatiana, she worked in food for a while, Cheesecake Factory. It was always people trying to get free meals. Mm-hmm. Like, they would eat their whole meal, complain about something with the meal, and be like, oh, like, what are you going to do about this? Can I get a free meal? No, you just ate your entire meal. So you definitely have a lot of that. But again, like, people, don't tweet at the companies. Don't yell at the help desk. Like, they got a regular job just like you. They're not the ones making the ultimate decision. So, but earlier I explained as to why, and I don't know why I'm about to explain it again because I couldn't articulate it then, and I'm not going to articulate it well now. But the reason Southwest is having so many delays is because apparently Southwest, as opposed to other companies such as Delta, whereas Delta, if you were to fly from like Miami to Chicago, you go from Miami to Atlanta to Chicago, and then kind of make that round trip or whatever for the staff at least. Whereas with Southwest, you're flying straight from Miami to Chicago, and if that flight to Chicago is canceled, like now you're not like
the flights after it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But you're messing up the staff, and it's a whole domino effect that cancels a whole bunch of other flights. Like when I first clicked on the video, I'm like, how does that make sense? Like it sounds like it would work out better for Southwest than it would for a Delta, but no, that's not the case. It's a whole bunch of shit that people don't even realize. I'll send it in the Discord if I find it again. If you're not in our Discord, please join us. But yeah, I don't know. And I told y'all, and for any of the listeners, maybe this is a sign for if it's ever wintertime, do not fly Southwest. One, you should always even be careful flying around the holidays as is. But yes, don't fly Southwest around wintertime. And then also, who knows what kind of domino effect this will have as far as pricing for the tickets, because this could either hike up prices significantly because Southwest trying to get their money back that way, or the prices are significantly reduced to where they're trying to get everybody to just fly again, and get them their money back that way. But I don't know. Don't complain to the companies. That's my
to the
my
companies.
story.
You mean to the?
Well, don't complain to the help desk. Don't complain to the fucking social media teams. But off of that, we had a bunch of shit happen since the last time we recorded. We talked about Tory and Meg. Y'all let me know your stance on Tory and Meg.
I think he did something, but I feel like somebody's kind of being protected. I don't know if it's him. I don't know if he's defending somebody. I don't know if something's just not right.
Yes.
But he definitely did something for sure.
For sure.
100%
For sure.
Did something. So I think he's where he needs.
You think there's a missing link still? Though?
There's 10 missing links, a bunch of missing links. But for the people that don't know, Tory Lanez, Meg Thee Stallion, they were in a car. Tory somehow shot Meg, whether it was intentional, a direct shot, or if it was a ricochet, an unintentional. But they were heading to a Kylie Jenner party, leaving a Kylie Jenner party, something. I don't know, but there were a couple of people in the car. Again, Meg gets shot in the foot by Tory Lanez. And then just recently, the trial happened. Tory Lanez is found guilty from shooting Meg Thee Stallion. So I think earlier you said it's about 20 years that he could be facing. 23 years. That's insane. But who knows if he'll try to appeal this. I don't know how he can when there's so much missing and it seems like a bunch of people aren't telling the truth. But one thing that I said earlier is I feel like this is one of the biggest stories that's ever happened that's barely even talked about. Because we have Tory Lanez, when this happened, this was during like COVID times. Y'all remember how big Tory Lanez was during COVID,
yes.
doing the COVID or the quarantine radio shit? Tory was on top of the world during that time. Meg Thee Stallion, this is kind of when she was on the up and up. So you have the biggest female rapper, and then you have one of the biggest R&B/rapper acts, and he ends up shooting her in the foot. At that time, like, yes, it was big news within our community, but I still feel like it wasn't really talked about. Yeah. The trial, didn't even know this shit was happening when it was happening. Didn't know the verdict was going to come out when it did.
Well, she didn't even come out and say she got shot in the foot until, like,
she was trying to defend
healed,
this nigga.
right? Yeah.
She was trying to defend him at first.
Yeah. Yep, I don't know, Mark.
And then Tory was being lame as shit, and, like, kind of speaking out when he shouldn't have been speaking out. And this was actually going to be something I brought up that I was going to bring up for a later topic. But if you got heat on you in Tory's situation after shooting Meg, I don't know if y'all saw when he was like backstage or some shit and punched August Alsina. Oh, no. Yeah, like if you got that much shit on you, like why are you still kind of getting more shit on you? I don't know. Tory, he's a wild dude. I did enjoy his music, and I'm not like cancel culture or anything like that, but I don't foresee myself listening to his music anymore moving forward, being as lame as you are. But I don't know. Like Mark said, it definitely sounds like some shit's missing. The math ain't mathing. Sure. Hopefully the truth comes out, because I need closure on this shit, and I'm sure a lot of people need closure. But
yeah. And you made the reference of it would have been so much different if it was Justin Bieber and
yes.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, well, y'all made that. Yeah, so going back to what I was saying, like, it's not even talked about. If we had Justin Bieber shoot Taylor Swift in the foot, this shit would be everywhere. Yeah. This shit would be in history books. Like, like, when we think about rappers that have gotten shot in the past, I mean, a lot of times it's been tragic situations, and luckily this wasn't tragic. But like, you think of Biggie and Pac, you think of Pac and Biggie, you think of all that shit, like them getting shot, even when they didn't die. But I guarantee you, like, our kids aren't gonna be like, oh, you remember that time Tory Lanez shot Meg Thee Stallion in the foot? Yeah, that shit's not gonna happen. We gonna bring it up to them, and they gonna be like, who's Meg Thee Stallion? Who's Tory Lanez? So I don't know, this shit crazy. But on to some other crazy news. Andrew Tate, and I'm mad that Phil and Luke aren't here, because they got into a little typical Luke and Phil argument about the situation. But Andrew Tate, you tell the people about Andrew Tate. Who is he? What is he about?
The most controversial person in the planet. The most controversial person on the planet. But he's a kickboxer. He's a kickboxing world champion. Yeah, he's just like a troll, social media troll. For some reason, he finds a reason to just attack women. He's just very out of pocket, says the most outlandish things, but he gets attention from his 13-year-old
audience. Yes, it's all little kids, and if they're not little kids, they probably incels that don't get none from women or feel like women hate them. But yes, Andrew Tate, he was arrested over what was it, on Christmas, the day after Christmas, something like that. But him and his brother apparently...
Well, he was going back and forth with Greta Thunberg.
Oh, yes, there was that.
With the pizza box,
and then, I didn't understand how the pizza box is tied in, but apparently they caught
what's
him.
The pizza box?
He ordered, so go ahead, you got it.
Yeah, so I guess like before they found him, they couldn't... I guess they wanted to arrest him, but they didn't know where he was located. Yeah. So I guess he must have posted a video talking reckless to that woman, the Greta girl. Yeah. And in the background, you can see like the pizza box. So they knew exactly where exactly. That's how they went straight. He
ordered pizza, and in the video he was saying something like the pizza was delivered to him like right in like during the clip, and then he goes, "Oh yeah, and I'm not gonna recycle these cardboard boxes either," or something like that. And then they used like the QR code or just like They found out it was like Jerry's Pizza or something. They used the QR code or whatever it was to find the location, and then got him up out of there.
Yeah, I think he's in Romania.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So him and his brother arrested for sex trafficking, which goes back to my earlier Tory Lanez thing. And this is what I was going to say before we even cut off or realized we weren't recording, is you got all this heat on you. Andrew Tate, not to say like the police were after him prior to all this, but people hated him.
Yeah.
He was kicked off of socials and stuff.
Yeah, if you going to be, not that I'm giving tips on how to sex traffic at all, but if you're going to be doing something illegal, why are you going to be on social media being one of the most controversial people in the world? Like, if you're going to be a bad guy, quote unquote bad guy, lay low. Like, do your crime and don't make any noise. Like, I feel like that's criminal 101. Like, I don't know. This shit just don't make sense to me. So, yeah, what I was going to say earlier is not that I was standing up for him, but I hope that, well, one, I hope he's innocent and that he wasn't actually trafficking people, because I don't advocate for that. But then, two, like, I don't advocate stupidity either. So, like, again, don't be doing dumbass shit while you also being a criminal. Like, I don't know. So we'll definitely keep an eye on this situation, unless y'all have anything else to say about Andrew Tate.
I think he was making comments that you told me about that, like losing one of his lives.
Yeah, so it's like, it's really weird. Like in some of his video, he talks about like the higher ups.
Yeah.
And like, you know, he kind of aims at people he probably shouldn't.
Yeah.
And
so like Illuminati type shit.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
And like he posted, he said in the podcast before, he was saying that like something about like they give you like lies. First they frame you. First they cancel you.
Okay.
You know, get you off social media. So then they frame you for something you didn't do.
Okay.
And then said lastly they'll kill you. So then he said, "I'm letting you know right now, like I'll never kill myself."
Okay.
And straight up like that. So like he's saying he already on strike 2, and 3. But what I found creepy was that he said that that he's received phone calls. And it's like one of his previous conversations with somebody else.
Yeah.
But it's from like a private number.
Yeah.
It's like, it's really weird. Like it's literally almost as if like someone was listening on him talking to someone else. Like, it was
okay.
Just, you know.
Damn, that's crazy. Are y'all like big into conspiracy theories? Y'all too?
Kind of, yeah. Me and my brother, like we always like talk about it. He's on beat with everything.
So
like, yeah.
When we first started this pod, I wanted us to have like a conspiracy segment, but what's like your biggest conspiracy theory, or like one that you want to get to the bottom of that you have no idea about?
Who killed Tupac?
Okay.
Who killed Tupac? Then I'll probably say
do you think he's actually, well, you said killed, so you think he's actually dead and he's not hanging out?
Don't they have his
hanging out in Cuba?
Yeah, I think they have his autopsy. So I think he's dead, but it's a matter of like who killed him.
Yeah.
I don't think it was Biggie's gang.
Yeah.
I don't think it was Death Row, but I do think it was, some.
It was the FBI.
it was some people that we probably shouldn't speak about.
Yeah.
So, have you heard of? Not to say it's a conspiracy theory, but like all these crypto billionaires, as of late, have been just dying.
Yeah, I've heard. I think it's creepy. I mean, with crypto, you have so much.
Oh, you have some experience in this department.
Yeah, so actually, with FTX, you heard about the guy, Bankman Fried? Yeah. So like, we had an NIL deal with their company, and I kid you not, like I had over $600 saved in my account. Yeah. I'm trying to withdraw it, but like in order to withdraw money from the FTX app, like you have to go through a whole bunch of steps. Yeah. And long story short, they filed for bankruptcy. Yeah. And they took my money. A lot of money, like a lot of people's money. So it's just, I don't know, it's crazy. But I think some of those people are getting wiped out probably because they probably get too much of a grasp on it. Yeah. And some things, I don't know.
So this shit is way beyond my brain and my brain capacity. When you see shit like this, being a conspiracy theory person, like, do you think it's the government? Is this bigger than the government? Is this other billion? Is this trillionaire? Are there even trillionaires?
Yeah, definitely trillionaires.
Okay. Are these other trillionaires that don't want these billionaires to become trillionaires? Like, what do you think it is? Hey, y'all two can speak on this too, because again, this is way beyond my brain. I can't even think that far in advance.
I don't even understand what crypto is.
Do I think it's the billionaires? Do I think it's the government? I feel like the government's up here,
Yeah.
You know, there's other people that are up here.
Yeah.
I feel like there's like a fine line of people who protect those people and their level from being breached. So I think for those people that are down here, I feel like at some point you get near those people, in order to keep like an equal balance.
Got you. Yeah, it's just crazy.
It's creepy though. I don't know.
And Tatiana, my wife, like she's super big into conspiracy theories, and I always tell her to like give me the good ones to bring up on the pod, but she never gives me like the super juicy good ones. But she be watching YouTube videos all day, every day about conspiracy theories. So and it gets on Reddit. But are there any other recent topics that happened while we were not recording?
You guys see the Collin State stuff?
The what?
The Collin State basketball stuff. I sent you guys.
Oh yes, the thing that I saw on TikTok about
the
basketball player that was like fucking around with the assistant coach.
Yeah.
What?
Go ahead and bring
Well,
it up.
I sent it to you guys on the org also, but
Yeah.
So Collin State is an HBCU in Baltimore, and it's like up the street from where like I passed it every day when I was going to our house, and apparently the assistant coach, who the head coach knew had mental issues.
He was a former player, right?
Who?
The assistant coach? I thought they said he was a former player for the team.
I'm not sure. I think the head coach was, and he
Okay.
was like his wife was on Real Housewives of Potomac or something.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so the head coach is I guess kind of well known also, but he hired dude apparently it came out after that he knew that he had mental issues or something, but the assistant coach was staging or like catfishing the player and pretending he was a woman.
And the
got
assistant
him
coach is a man.
got him to send him like nude pictures or something, stuff like that, right? And then the assistant coach approached the player and was like, "Yo, this lady is not catfishing me too, but like she's pressuring me or something, or like I sent her pictures and stuff too. Like we're in the same boat."
Yeah.
And then the catfish lady asked, was threatening to release all these images, and if he didn't, if you didn't follow if he didn't keep sending more, he was gonna release him. And then the catfish, which is the assistant coach, asked the player, said, "Oh, if you don't do some sexual thing, they don't say what it is, with the assistant coach, then I'm releasing all these pictures and videos."
Wow.
Oh, I took it as them having sex.
Hey, I guess, or I don't know if it was that or
whether it was
whatever it was,
fellatio or actual sex, they alluded to being one or the other.
Yeah. And then so that's what happened.
But
I think the video still got leaked and stuff too.
Yeah, so then they end up doing it or whatever. He ends up, I think he finds out that it was like a lie, so he went to the school.
Yeah.
The school did nothing about it.
Wow.
I think he also maybe told the coach, if I remember correctly. Coach did nothing about it. He ends up leaving the school, and now he's suing the school for whatever reason, which he has a case for. I'm not saying
for whatever.
we
just don't know what the actual reason is.
Yeah. So that's absolutely insane.
That is one of the craziest stories ever.
Mark, you got to be careful out here, bro. I don't need to see a new TikTok video of Mark getting set up.
I'm good. The first situation I heard about like something like that was Tate. You heard about that?
Yeah, I watched the documentary on Netflix.
Yeah, gotta be careful, bro.
I mean, because I have my little following during the Vine days or whatever. I had several catfishes. Ones you can sniff out right away. Some where it's like you need to actually talk to the person, and then you kind of figure out. Like my wife, I thought she was a catfish. Luckily, she was a real person. But you legitimately never know. In certain situations, like that one, I'm figuring that shit out right away. Yeah. And even if I don't figure it out, I'm not having sex with another man, so shit doesn't get leaked. Yeah. Like, go ahead and leak it. I don't care. And then the Manti Te'o situation, that was like early social media, so there wasn't really like FaceTime and all that, which where you can easily figure that shit out. But Manti Te'o, he definitely got finessed, and I'm not mad about it. And I felt I was a little bit frustrated. I think we talked about this on the pod, but everyone's like, "Oh, y'all owe Manti Te'o an apology." Like from the beginning, I thought people were lame as fuck for making fun of that man for getting catfish, because that shit, like I said, could happen to anybody.
Exactly. He got bashed.
Yeah, it's crazy. What else though? What else happened? Is there anything else crazy that happened since we've recorded last?
The Idaho killer got caught, right?
I didn't know about that either.
So put me on that, because I like briefly saw the headline, but I didn't know exactly what that was about.
I'm not sure a lot about it either. I just heard that there was a bunch of killings happening at this university in Idaho.
Yeah.
And I never really focused too much on it. There was like something else going on in Texas, another serial criminal. But apparently he got caught, and people can correct me if I'm wrong, but he was a criminology major.
Yeah.
Like I had a master's or had a bachelor's degree or something. I think he was a TA.
At Washington State.
Yeah. And he was a criminology major, and I guess he was putting his degree to the test.
He's like, let's see what I can get away with here.
But he got caught, so I'm not sure if they've released like why he did it and the why or what was going on, but.
Well, I guess I'll wait for a documentary to come out about it.
Yeah, we were just saying like Netflix is definitely gonna have one
next week, probably. It's like Netflix to be already like investigating stories as they're happening.
Exactly.
But like
Netflix may be behind all everything.
They probably solved the crime.
It's so crazy. There's like, why were you guys already aware? Like, how did you already know about?
How did you have it set up and everything?
And why didn't you say anything earlier?
All right, so moving on to one of our segments, Get It Off Your Chest. This is where if there's anything that's been bothering you, you could go ahead and say it. Is there anything y'all need to get off your chest?
Who should go first? Me?
You have something?
The Miami Dolphins.
The Miami Dolphins?
Just this season specifically, like.
But you're not going to shoot him no bill for having a new head coach, and then.
I love Mike McDaniel.
And then Tua being in and out with concussion protocol.
I love Mike McDaniel. I love what he's like doing. The offense is like electric, but it's just something's missing. I think it's a piece like to their puzzle. Yeah. What's bad is they don't really have the draft capital. Yeah. For this year, cap space is not really on their side because of the Tyreek Hill signing. But it's just frustrating, man. Just like another season that was like a little.
Yeah.
I hear you. Yeah, and start off so hot, 8-3, then 5 straight losses.
Got you.
So
this is completely off topic, but I know I'm going to forget by the time we get to sports. We've had this argument before on this podcast, off this podcast. To you, what is better, just in general, NFL or college?
College.
Why? Explain.
Atmosphere, fans, traditions, players. Like, you got to understand, like, these players, well, us players, we're trying to get to, like, the NFL. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when you get to the NFL, it's like you kind of have it all in a way. I guess what I'm saying is it's more energy when you watch a college football game. Like, have you been to a college football game?
Yeah.
Like Miami, right?
Yeah.
Well, like Miami FSU, I'm guessing?
That actually is the last game I went to. I left in the third quarter.
All right. So I'm saying, like the atmosphere is like that is what makes college football better. Like, you go to NFL, I mean, the Super Bowl, maybe a playoff game, those are like the only, hype games. Like, some college, no doubt.
And I've never been to a Super Bowl, but from what I hear, the Super Bowl is like all, what's the word I'm looking for? Like how you got, one, it's bougie, but it's all like the corporate people getting tickets. I mean, yes, they reserve tickets for the actual fans and whatnot, but I hear like majority is just corporate, and like the Super Bowl is not what you would think it to be with the live atmosphere.
Yeah, but I mean, people talk about, I think division rivalries in the NFL are crazy. Then you got like Seattle. Their fans are crazy. Buffalo. Yeah, I mean the Browns.
So I feel like overall college rivalries are better. And yes, I watch NFL, but I'm not up on every single conference in their rival. Because me being a Bucs fan, like, we have our thing with the Saints, we have our thing with the Falcons and Panthers, but I feel like it's not a rivalry. When I think like true rivalry, I think Eagles, Cowboys. I think like Jets, Dolphins, Dolphins, Patriots. I feel like some of the divisions, like the rivalries, are kind of weak. Yeah, kind of mid. Yeah. So. Oh no, but I appreciate what you said is essentially exactly what I said. I can understand why people enjoy watching NFL more, but I just think as an overall product, and yes, AJ makes the point of like you can have this middle of nowhere school versus like Bama or something like that, which that's going to be a shitty game. But if we're comparing like apples to apples, like the creme de la creme NFL matchup versus the creme de la creme college matchup, I think the college overall atmosphere and all that stuff is a little bit better to me.
Yeah, I mean, because the guy's really going to war.
Yeah, and maybe you disagree with me on this. What was the the scenario we brought up? I think I said I'd rather go to like a LSU Bama game in Death Valley than like a Bills Chiefs playoffs game or something like that, which everyone disagreed with me on.
Yeah,
but I think I'd rather go to the college matchup.
Yeah, the college matchup. Because, like, it just is nothing like it. I mean, like, if you hear, like, what's being said on the field, you hear what the fans are saying to the players, if you see, like, just how, you know, the stadium, like, interacts with, like, at Auburn, I remember, like, we have this thing with, like, you know the song Swag Surf? Yeah. So, like, what we do is, like, before we come out the tunnel, like, you're in the tunnel, you can see, like 90,000 people, right? Mm-hmm. And literally they'll cut the song on before we come out. Yeah. And literally the whole stadium's like doing it. It's like stuff you don't see that. Like
I know that shit mad off beat though.
In Alabama.
And the last thing I'll say, another thing, which again I get why people wouldn't like this, but for me, college, the players are less experienced, so more crazy shit is bound to happen. Whereas NFL, it's slightly more predictable. Like, yeah, there's still crazy shit that happens. But like Bama and Auburn, when that kickoff, the missed field goal and it gets returned for a touchdown. Exactly. For the win. I feel like that's not really happening in the NFL.
No, you don't see that in the NFL.
So
but that's what makes it fun. You see more crazy things in college. Yeah. And she'll tell you, like, when you watch, we watched TCU. Who they play again? TCU, Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan.
Yeah, like, you know, she was all up in it. You know, so.
Yeah, both are great though.
Who did y'all play around Thanksgiving?
It was USF.
Oh my gosh, that game was crazy.
That was a crazy game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a walk-off one-handed catch.
Yeah, but I do understand that most people aren't gonna get an attachment to a college program, especially if they have like a NFL team, a professional team in their state. Then they're gonna go towards. But I mean, in South Florida, football reigns king down here, especially Texas, and along with Texas and California. So like, people grow up down here, loving loving FSU, loving UF, and all that stuff. But of course, you have people that are just gonna want to watch the professional.
I just wish college football didn't take so long.
And since I love it,
like 6 hours.
Since I love it, I want as much college football as I could get. Like, yeah, if it's a game or a team I don't care about, then yes, I'm like, damn, this is too long. But when it's a team you like, Canes games go like, I blink and the game's over.
He's getting 4 hours.
I'm watching a Canes game and it's over before I know it. Unless we lose, and then it takes forever. But get it off your chest. You said the Dolphins. Y'all have anything?
I have negative comments in the comment section.
You said what?
Negative comments on like social media comment sections.
Yeah.
So like for like I get a lot of woodworking videos and like contractor stuff now. Like Lukey. And everyone has an opinion on like, oh, you did it'll look great, or they do something and like, now that you did it wrong. Yeah. This is wrong, or like there's only, especially on contractor stuff, there's only negative comments. Yeah. And then there's another joke that was like anytime you hire a contractor and they see like something that was done by someone else, like, this guy didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah, exactly.
They all say the same thing no matter who it is that comes in there. And then there's another one where there's this kid who kind of had a speech impediment, but his dad was recording him, and he was really sad because his mom left without kissing him goodbye. Yeah. And he's like, I don't know how she could do this. Like he's like 5 years old or something. Yeah. And then people in the comments were like, oh no, this is not cute. He has a speech impediment. You guys shouldn't be recording this. You should be helping him speak correctly. And I'm like, how do you guys know that they're not doing that?
Exactly.
Like, how do you know he doesn't go also to classes? But there was just this cute moment where he was mad about his mom not kissing him.
Yeah.
Why do you just automatically assume that they're not doing this?
Yeah. Nah, the cancel culture, I mean, we bring it up like damn near every other fucking podcast, but people that, like you said, try to attack other people or cancel other people thinking that their mindset or their way of thinking is the correct way.
Yeah.
And then shun other people for...
It's not even like trying to cancel them. It's just having a negative comment.
Yeah.
Like, you're seeing, like, what, if it's a 30-second video and there's how many seconds in a day? That's not even 1% of the day. How do you know what all else is going on?
Yeah. Lily, did you have anything to get off your chest?
Not that I can think of.
For a second.
I'll think, but you can go if you have something.
Well, he said Dolphins.
Yeah. Main reason I said Dolphins because of the game today.
Wait, do
Yeah.
you have something that you should mention?
Who?
Do you are you thinking of something that you should mention or no?
Like, we talked about the Avatar yesterday. We were chilling with one of our friends.
Yeah.
And like, we were talking about Avatar. He was saying that he thought it was like overrated and that
Yeah.
he didn't want to watch it. And we're saying that like you have every reason to watch it.
Yeah.
Have you seen it or?
So I'm about to sound like your friend because I hated the first one, but I also I fell asleep pretty late into the first one, but I was not interested in it for some reason. Like, I like superhero stuff, but like sci-fi, I'm not like the biggest sci-fi guy. So like, again, my wife, she obsessed with Harry Potter. I can't get into that, like Game of Thrones, all that. Unless it's superheroes, that's like the only sci-fi I could really.
You watched Game of Thrones, no? Or you didn't?
Yeah, Game of Thrones I did, but that's not like really. It is science fiction, but it's not heavily science fiction. Like Avatar, that's never gonna happen. Whereas Game of Thrones, like a lot of that can happen.
With the dragons and the.
But who knows? Dragons could have existed at one point in time. I don't know. I get what you're saying. You're saying, but like Avatar, that's like too far. And even Game of Thrones, like
why
I've
not?
told you,
It's a whole nother. Could be a universe 30
True.
billion light years away, whatever it is.
True. That is very true. But I've also told you, like, Game of Thrones, like, yeah, I liked it and enjoyed it, but I don't hold it to the regard that everybody else holds it.
I
That's
thought you
like
kept telling me to watch it.
Because I think you genuinely would like it. Have y'all
okay.
watched Game of Thrones?
No.
Oh, okay.
Have it on my watch list.
It's just too. There's like how many episodes in a season? Like 20, and there's like 15 seasons or something.
No, there is. I think it's 8 seasons.
8 seasons, and how many episodes per?
I'm not sure.
I just don't.
It's a time-
it's
it's a
just
time
a lot.
commitment.
Yeah.
You said 8 seasons? What?
Maybe
Yeah.
I'm bugging.
No, I think there's
Well,
definitely a lot of seasons.
Yeah, we could keep talking, but I'll pull it up to fact check.
Yeah, that's insane.
But no, I think you would like it if you actually gave it a chance. Because
I probably would.
Yeah.
Well, so I've tried watching it a couple times, and like the first 30 minutes of the episodes are just so long and it's slow. Like they're just walking through the snow.
Yeah, no, I agree.
For like 30
I agree.
minutes, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I've fallen asleep a couple of times. I've been like, yo, I can't do this right now. So
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
that's why I would prefer movies over shows. I just can't. Like, the only show, what was that, Revenge? Like, stuff like that, like Inside Man, like shows that aren't, too long.
Yeah, you're the same way, right, AJ? You
What?
prefer movies over shows?
it depends. It depends on if the story is good and they're good at, not if they're good at telling it, but yeah, kind of if they're good at telling it in like in an hour format. Because I like White Lotus a lot. That's right up there. Or I like
Have you seen Inside Man?
Last Kingdom. I haven't seen Inside Man.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I might want to watch it, but I've also seen the movie and stuff, and I feel like I already have it in my mind of what it's supposed to be. So
Okay. I didn't even know there's a movie.
yeah, there's a Spike Lee movie, Spike Lee and Denzel.
Game of Thrones. I'm pulling it up right now because someone's definitely. Yeah, it's 8 seasons. I was right.
8 and what? How many episodes?
And I'll just look at the first. Well,
10.
first season was 10 episodes.
80 episodes.
It's season 8. I think everything might be around 10. Yeah, season 8 was like 6 episodes. But the episodes are long, and I agree. The show is slow.
Looks
Yeah.
lit,
But-
though.
An hour and 17 minutes.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the finale, though.
Well, I mean, Stranger Kids.
Oh, I
they had
guess they're all
the
kinda
last
long.
the last two ones were an hour and a half. Were 2
Yeah.
movies basically.
Yeah, exactly.
You watch Stranger Kids?
What is
I
it
used to
about?
watch it. Stranger Things. I call it Stranger Kids, but it's like it's I don't even know how to explain it, bro. It's just good.
You don't know anything about Stranger Things?
I mean, I've seen like little clips, but I've never watched.
Got you.
I always see
It's just
something
monsters.
about it.
Yeah.
Just monsters.
So what is it about like kids who are like in what, like some like portal or some like dimension?
Well, one, it's supposed to like take place in the 80s, so it has a very cool nostalgic feel to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's about monsters and portals and all that stuff. It sounds super dorky, but
it's actually really good.
And again, I'm not the sci-fi guy, but that I truly enjoy.
Damn.
What other shows do you like?
Well, okay,
Here's
this will now be streaming. Wednesday, I finally watched and finished it.
Okay,
You've been
what's
talking
that?
about Wednesday. Bro, I really fucked with Wednesday.
Yeah, it was really
I
good.
didn't think I would. And now I'm going to be in the same boat of telling Phil to watch it because it is just a good show overall.
Mhm.
Have y'all watched Wednesday or no?
Not yet.
So,
might have to watch it.
Lily, you'll like it for sure.
yeah, it is very good. There's a lot of twists and turns that you kind of don't anticipate. Again, it reminds me a lot of Tatiana's youngest sister, so that's also why I really enjoy watching it because I'm just like, oh, this is Jada right here. But yeah, towards the end is just a lot of like, who's the killer, who's the monster, like all this stuff. So I just like shows like that.
Like leave you in
little
suspense.
mystery.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you'll like the Glass Onion then. Did you ever watch Knives Out or no?
No, but I've seen a lot of people talking about it.
Yeah,
I
Knives
might-
Out and Glass Onion are, I guess they're not like sequels or anything, but it's like I guess you could call it like it's almost like Sherlock Holmes kind of
Okay.
in a way, but a little bit better. It's more focused on like the salt. I don't know, just watch it. Both are really good.
I got you.
Knives Out came out a while ago. I think 2020. It was at the beginning of 2020 it came out, and
Yeah.
that was one of my favorite movies of the year. And then Glass Onion just came out like last week.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know you just said you more so a movie.
And you don't
guy.
have to watch one without the other. Like
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, I thought you did. So I'll definitely check it out. What's your favorite movie of all
The
time?
Dark Knight.
Okay, I'm not mad at that at all. That's up there for me. I don't. Actually,
Wait,
I
which
think I
one? That
gave
was
it
the
away.
second one, right?
No, that's second one. Yeah, second
Yeah.
one.
I
I
thought
could
I
give you
had
like
it
an
up.
easy 5. Easy.
Go for it.
The Dark Knight, Scarface, Goodfellas, Juice, and let's see.
That
And then
scary one.
Oh, and then Annabelle. But I know it's scary as hell,
Yeah.
but like it's literally like it's so good that like it really shocks you.
So I feel like a lot of people won't kill me, but I've never seen Scarface.
What?
I've been meaning to, but also
it's okay. I think it's overrated. To me,
As
to
of
be honest.
late, I've been hearing more so people saying like it's an overrated movie. Like if you want a gangster type movie, The Godfather is like the movie that
Godfather.
you need to watch. Goodfellas is a movie,
yeah.
but Scarface, I feel like as of late, I've been hearing more negative than good things. But
Scarface
I will
is
watch
good, but it's like I think you'll like it too, Zach, because it takes place in Miami.
yeah, so I'm biased. Anything that takes place in Miami, I'm a sucker for. So Dexter, it's my all-time favorite show. It takes place in Miami. I was actually going to bring this up. So
Like
it's-
Scarface. Let me finish. Scarface
you
is like a must-watch, but I don't like absolutely love it. But you definitely have to watch it.
Yeah.
And it's definitely a good movie.
So it sounds like you enjoy watching like documentaries and
Yeah,
stuff like
for
that.
sure.
Have you, and AJ, I don't know if you've watched it yet. It's on Hulu. It's made by Billy Corben, who's the same guy that made the documentary about the U and the U Part 2.
Okay, yeah.
He also made the Cocaine Cowboys. It's about Liberty University, the president of
Oh.
Liberty University. It's crazy. So
We saw the Netflix one. We talked about it.
no, this is Hulu.
I know, but we talked. Go ahead. You can go ahead.
So it's about the president and his wife. They come down to Miami. They find this young guy that works at the Fountain Blue. I think.
Oh,
it
that was on Hulu?
Yeah, it was on Hulu.
Oh, okay, we watched it. We talked about it on this.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But go ahead. You can keep going.
I couldn't remember if anybody watched it. But they kind of like take him in to be this like young little swinger or whatever. And the president was like a cuck or whatever, and would watch his wife having sex with. But bro, it's insane. Like they try to ruin this kid's life. And it's just very good. And I love it. One, I love anything Billy Corben puts out. Two, it takes place in Miami.
Yeah.
But three, it's just, it's a fucking crazy story.
Yeah, it's
Because he had like ties with Trump and all this stuff.
Yeah, because Liberty's a super Christian school, too.
Yes, that's the biggest part about it. Like, so they teach their students, like, kind of like BYU, like, you can't have sex, like, you can't do any of this stuff.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, him and his wife are having like threesomes, or he's just watching his Kobe, relax, or he's just watching his wife have sex with this little kid. Well, not little kid, but a young man.
Yeah.
So y'all need to watch that. It's insane.
Yeah. And what's it called one more time?
I forget what it is. I could also pull it up while we talk.
Insane.
But Lily, do you have a top 5 movie list? I know Secretariat or whatever is up there.
It has to be.
I don't know. I don't have like a top 5. I think whatever movie I just watched automatically becomes my favorite movie. Like
You have recency
Do you
bias.
have a favorite genre?
No, but I did really like Avatar.
She likes
too.
based on. I think you like a lot of based on true story stuff.
Yes. If it's a true story, I'm probably gonna cry 10 out of 10.
Probably gonna cry. I'm probably gonna cry 10 out of 10 times. Probably though.
Yeah, so definitely Avatar. I like the recent Wakanda Forever.
Okay, I still haven't. Real quick. It's called God Forbid. That's the Hulu Netflix or the Hulu documentary.
Let me think. I like a lot of.
Lion King?
Yeah, I like Lion King. Yeah, Lion King's good too.
Like the original or the remake?
You like shows or movies better?
I think I like shows because I can watch I get more story, and I get a little emotionally invested. And if it's over too quick, then I'm like, oh well, now I gotta find something else to be attached to. But
got you.
Yeah, sometimes I don't want to commit to a whole hour and a half or 2 hours. If I could just knock out 40 minutes and then move on, and I can choose if I want to do another 40 instead of having to like finish a movie. Because if I'm gonna start it, I'm gonna finish it.
Yeah, got you.
But
That's funny, because I feel like a lot of people will binge a show for like 4 hours, but they're like 2.5 hour movies too long.
I'm kind of that way. I feel like. But anything else as far as stream? Is there anything y'all been watching? I know y'all movie people, but anything y'all been watching as of late? Revenge.
So it's a show that she put me on, bro. She puts me on all the
really?
shows.
Yeah, so it's an old show. Because I've also gotten to a thing where I start a new show, and then it's one season, and then Netflix like, oh, a year or 2 years, so the next one comes out.
So this is on Netflix?
It's on Hulu.
Oh, okay.
But I was getting tired of that happening, so I've been watching like really old shows. So this one is called Revenge, and I think it ended in like 2014. But it's about a girl like taking revenge because some really rich people in the Hamptons framed her dad for a terrorist act. And that's like the plot of it. But I've been watching like a lot of old shows, like Make It or Break It. I just watched all of that and that little gymnastics show. But that's recently.
Yeah, that's how I used to do that too. I was like, yo, I forgot when it was, but I was just like, I didn't have a lot going on or anything to do. And I was like, I need a show that has, I wouldn't pick a show unless it had like 4 seasons. Because I was like, I'm going to knock this out in a week.
Also, real quick, you said you've never watched Breaking Bad?
No, I haven't either.
Oh, okay.
That's another one I'm like, it's too much.
At work, we were just talking about that, and there was a bunch of people that said they had never watched it, and that shit was just crazy to me. Because that's like regarded as like one of the best shows ever. I really like it. It's not my favorite show, but I really fuck with Breaking Bad. But music, I don't think there's anything recently that came out. But if y'all want to talk about maybe your top 3, top 5 albums of 2022, now that we in the new year.
The first one I can think of, I'm the Weekend fan. So
Okay, Dawn FM.
The Dawn FM. It was cool. I feel like if you kind of like understand how Abel is and with his music, like what he's trying to do, storylines and stuff, I put Dawn FM in my top 3. Drake's new project
with 21 Savage.
Yes, I like it a lot. And then there's one more I'm getting. I can't really think of nothing else.
Gotcha.
Those,
So since The Weeknd is up there, are you more like an R&B person, hip hop, rap?
Versatile, like kind of both, but
Gotcha.
Also Lil Baby. I forgot to put Lil Baby. Can't forget about him.
Yeah.
His album, top 1.
So getting hyped for a game. Is that R&B? Is that hip hop, or just whatever? Got you. Lily, you have a top 3, top 5 albums of 2022?
I don't think so.
You like that SZA?
Oh, SZA had a new album that just came out not too long ago.
That is a very good project.
Yeah, I don't think I finished the whole thing, but we got through like the first.
What about Summer Walker?
I do more R&B, but I still listen to literally anything that he puts on.
Yeah, same with her. That's anything that she.
Yeah. No, I mean, the listeners know, but
stuff that's happened since the last one, last spot is that Gunna stuff where he was like, where they were saying he was a snitch and stuff like that. That was something we never talked about either.
He got released because he was in jail for the whole RICO charge or whatever. But he got released, which, not that I wish jail on anybody, but I'm a Young Thug fan more than a Gunna fan. So I would like to see Young Thug get released, but hopefully he does. But from what I hear, it's not looking too great for him. So I don't know. We'll see.
What exactly transpired though? Because I truly don't know.
I really don't know what's going on either.
So
I just know that they got caught up on charges.
Their record label, I don't even know what it's called.
YSL.
Yeah, but yeah, YSL is supposed to allegedly they're treating them as a gang. I don't know if I think they've maybe killed people. Not saying like Thug or Gunna individually, but people associated with YSL, I think, and that's why they had the whole RICO charge or whatever. So I don't know. We'll see.
Free Thug.
But what we can finish off with sports. So a lot of sports shit has happened since we've last recorded. World Cup wrapped up.
Messi winning. Oh, I was supposed to explain that too.
Explain what?
Wait, what'd you say though?
The soccer legend that died.
Oh,
yeah,
Pele died.
Yeah.
But so my friend Pablo played at FAU also. I gotta go read his messages, but he explained, we're super late on this now.
how crazy it was in
Why
Argentina.
it was so crazy. He told me, really before it started getting crazy, he was like, "Oh no, this is like a bigger deal to Argentinian people than people realize," which is why everyone was going crazy. Why it's such a big deal. And he was saying, I'm not gonna read all this now, but basically, the World Cup is like one of their only things for. We're gonna cut some of this because I wasn't prepared. One of the things that they pride themselves on, and one of the ways that they would fight, I guess not fight back against the government, but the only thing that they had hope for, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I don't really want to get into this entire thing, but has to do a lot with like political stuff and like a small war that was had between them and Britain. People, a lot of propaganda and stuff, and people being not taken from their homes, but they're being drafted as kids and just thrown out there without any type of training and stuff.
Yeah.
And them winning the World Cup for the first time kind of coincided around that.
Yeah.
And them being good at soccer or whatever was like something that kind of eased the pain for them. So them not winning and not really making it far in the last like 5 World Cups and not having won one since I think it was like 1978 or something, or 86, was like a big deal, and that's why they all went crazy and we're all in the streets like that, and why it's probably a bigger deal there than it would be anywhere else in the world.
Not to take away from what he's saying, but I do feel like that's the same case with like a lot of smaller countries. Like, of course, your France, like maybe that Kobe. That may not be the case for like a France who won it last. Yeah. Or like in England or something like that. But like
a Brazil or
say like a Venezuela or a Colombia or someone like that. Like obviously it's going to be a big deal for them. But Kobe, none of us were correct in our predictions. Y'all were right having France in the final.
I wanted to say France and Argentina repeat, but I was like, nah, that's just like, there's no way.
And I even said on the podcast, I was like, Argentina always chokes.
Yeah.
So I didn't even think they'd make it to the final.
The last time they're in the finals was winning against Germany.
Germany, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, they got smacked in that one.
Did you watch the game this year?
Yeah, this year. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't watch it, but I heard the Mbappe.
Yeah.
Isn't that dude like cold or something?
Bro,
like
he was
cold 4 years ago.
Well, one,
as a
19-year-old.
You missed a great World Cup. Like, a lot of people that this is their first experience with soccer, like they're gonna be jaded because you're never gonna see a match this good ever again. If I remember correctly, Argentina was up 2-0.
2-0, yeah.
Then France ended up tying it.
Mbappe had hit two. It was 2 goals.
I think Mbappe had like 3 goals that game, or maybe I think he had 4 goals that game.
It was at least 3.
Yeah, I think Messi might have had 3 and Mbappe had 4, or maybe Mbappe had 3 and Messi had 2. But the shit was crazy. You're never gonna see a match.
It was like
that
2-0 until like the 80th minute.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Mbappe scored twice. Then they went in extra time, and I think Messi scored, and then Mbappe scored again in extra time, and then it went to
So he scored twice in 10 minutes.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was nuts, bro. You missed a good one.
The next one's gonna be Miami, right? World Cup.
I don't think they.
I think it's like a North
decided
America
on the
one. There's like locations. There's
Yeah.
Miami. There's Canada. There's Mexico.
I'm going to one of Miami.
There's a few of them. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's in Miami, I am going.
You're there.
Well, I don't think it'll be the final, but the's gonna be matches. I don't know where
Yeah.
the final's gonna be.
Yeah, this shit's gonna be crazy. Like Lilly said, Pele passed away, so R.I.P. Pele. Probably everyone will say is the best soccer player ever. So yeah, R.I.P. to him. What else? We had college football. You alluded to it before. So we just had the semifinals last night. We had Ohio State and Georgia, which was a crazy match. I'm pissed because I fell asleep at like 10 o'clock. And then luckily, fireworks woke me up. Actually, I think I woke up with like 4 minutes left. I think I fell back asleep, and then the fireworks woke me up at like 12, which was like around the time when the kick happened.
Yeah.
Then we also had Michigan and TCU, which was an insane game. I missed most of the first half, but that second half was nuts. Crazy. So just want my Canes to be there. I'm sure you want UCF to be there. Auburn, if you still have any ties with people there. But nah, I love college football, and I'm excited for the championship. AJ got me tickets for the Orange Bowl, Tennessee and Clemson, but I was feeling like shit, and I was having an issue with the tickets. But I appreciate you thinking of me, AJ, and giving me those tickets.
Mm-hmm.
Your dad went?
Yeah, he did end up going. Yeah.
Got you. NBA. Nothing too crazy has happened in the. We had the Christmas Day games. But yes, we had Luka with his crazy ass stat line, which was what, like 60, 30?
60, 21, and 10.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Luka,
21
that
rebounds.
boy is special. And it makes
And then
me
he had another 50-point game yesterday.
If you think someone were to pass, I mean, I know Kobe doesn't have the record, but I think Luka is probably the one person that could pass
to
that.
be 81?
80, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah.
You watch NBA?
Kinda like not as much as I probably used to.
Yeah, no,
Like,
that's
I was all into the NBA back when Brown was on the Heat.
Oh,
the
see,
Big Three. Yeah,
you and me, we different. You stopped watching for essentially the same reason why I stopped watching.
Yeah, he left it the same.
And then NFL, we are wrapping up the regular season. Next week's the last week, right?
Yeah.
So we've already had some teams clinched. My Bucks, they clinched today. We have a terrible record, but hey, we clinched. I know you said.
Well, you guys are what, 500 now?
I think we're either a game below 500
Eight.
or we're at 500. Yeah. Dolphins unfortunately lost. They started the season off strong, but obviously injuries to Tua and whatnot, that wasn't conducive. Commanders, y'all lost today to the Browns. I definitely had
They're
y'all
out of
winning
it
that
now,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to win it too.
Yeah.
But I looked at the stats in the first half, and Wentz already had 2 picks. I was like, bro,
Yeah.
it's not looking good.
So, do you have let's do our Super Bowl predictions. Who you think? Who do we think is going to be in the Super Bowl?
Who we go? 49ers and Chiefs.
49ers, Chiefs. Okay.
I think the Niners will win it. I say 24-21.
You really think Brock Purdy? That's the Niners QB, right?
Yeah.
You think Purdy
I think he
can
just won this game, right?
Yeah.
here.
You really think he can
Teams
lead him
around
to? That is true.
Chris McCaffrey,
That is true.
Debo Samuels, probably the best line in the league, one of the best defense in the league.
Yeah.
George Kittle, best tight end in the league. I mean,
But Kittle, he doesn't really get utilized, I feel like, as much as he used to.
you don't think so?
I feel like he's
a good
not
blocking back, too.
he's not utilized like a Kelsey or anything like that, or a Waller. But no, I agree. He's still a top 5 tight end in the league, top 3 tight end in the league.
Who else is there, though? Oh, I guess Eagles are up there, too. NFC-wise.
As much as I'd like to see Phil be happy and have the Eagles return to the Super Bowl, I don't know. I feel like now's not the right time. And I understand it's an injury, but Hurts being injured right now, I just feel like it's going to kind of fuck with the continuity and whatnot.
Yeah.
I would like to see the Eagles in the Super Bowl, but I don't know.
Yeah, 49ers got hot at the right time for sure.
Yeah.
Facts. They're only getting better. I mean, they just won the game right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the Bills. Oh yeah, because the Bengals are still up there
so
too.
that's what I was gonna say. The AFC, those 3 teams, that's tough. Bills, Chiefs, and Bengals.
I mean, Ravens are a wild card, but I don't know if they'll be able to do it.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you like Lamar could play out of his mind and win, but I don't know.
Can I change my prediction real quick?
Go ahead.
I forgot about the Bills.
Yeah.
49ers, Bills.
Yeah.
I say Niners win 28 to 24.
Wait, you said Chiefs?
Yeah, initially
Okay.
I forgot they play against each other. And last year, Tyreek Hill had bailed them boys out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Bills win.
But Chiefs, man, yeah, that boy Mahomes, he just finds a way to win, and I
He
feel
does,
like
it's crazy. No matter who's on the receiving end, he's going to put it right in their lap.
Stephon Diggs, probably my favorite player in the league right now. That's not a Buck or anything or a Kane, but I love Stephon Diggs. I would like to see him get a Super Bowl, but I feel like if the Bills don't get past the Chiefs this year, that shit not happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's raps.
I think I got Bills coming out the AFC, and it's either the 49ers or the Eagles for me. I want to see Hurts play one more time, like next week, before the playoffs. Like, I don't want his first game back to be a playoff game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's either gonna be 49ers or Eagles.
But,
I think. But
they've already clinched, right? Like, and they won the division yet? Or
They
no,
won.
the Eagles lost today, so
yeah, I don't think they clinched yet. They could, if they lose next week, they could be in a wild card.
okay. Because if they already like solidified their spot, then they would most likely bench Hurts. Because why risk that? But I do agree. I would like to see him play again before a playoff game. But
But yeah, they have the off. I mean, they both have offense, but obviously Eagles have a little more.
Yeah.
I want to say 49ers right now too. 49ers Bills.
Yeah.
Same as what you said.
That's what happened.
But now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know who the hell could come out of the NFC. Cause
Other than Eagles or 49ers?
yeah, Vikings are NFC, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, Vikings are NFC.
They're suspect. They just lost like 41-3.
They, I agree. They are a suspect, but I don't
Packers
see.
are getting hot at the right time too.
I mean, Brady's not anyone you want to see in the playoffs, but I'm not predicting the Bucs make it to the Super Bowl.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did, though.
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if the Packers did. They got hot at the right
Packers?
time too.
They did. I don't know. I have no idea who's coming. Chiefs, I have the Chiefs coming out the AFC, but NFC, I have no idea. So I guess even though I'm contradicting.
Yeah, it depends on what the playoff bracket looks like, I think.
Yeah.
Because, like, if it's 49ers versus Packers, I don't know that Purdy or whoever is going to beat Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Especially
So,
with how he's playing now.
I want to know Lilly's prediction.
Just pick 2 names out of hat, Lilly.
Oh my god.
Just think about the teams that we watch. The teams we play Madden with. Think about them.
We always play with the Dolphins, and they're not gonna go.
Okay, but who else though? 49ers? We definitely go with 49ers.
I'm gonna say 49ers, and who else is in the top? And then I'm gonna pick
For the AFC,
Like
you have Bills, Bengals,
Chiefs.
Chiefs. Probably those are the top 3 in the AFC.
What's the next one, though?
Bengals were in the Super Bowl last year. Chiefs have dominated the league
I
last.
forgot about the
several
Bengals.
years. And then Bills have always been on the cusp.
I'm gonna go Bills.
Bills.
Bills are
Bills,
good.
49ers. You said. That's what
Yeah,
everyone's
it's
saying
lit.
so much.
I think that's about the most reasonable one.
It's lit. And Tatiana's not here right now, so she won't hear me potentially jinxing her, but she is on the verge of winning our fantasy league.
Oh.
So shout out Tatiana.
Remember when I saw the I had them send their fantasy leagues or rosters in there, and I looked at Tati's and I was like, oh, Tati's gonna win.
Yeah. She's projected to win right now, and I fucking came in last place. I took this shit so serious. I came in last place, and then Tatiana didn't
They
know
know
what
you
the
have to eat
fuck.
pancakes or something.
Yes, I'm not doing that shit, bro. Because I also got screwed over
It is
because
for the podcast. Too.
midway through the season, Luke was like, "Oh, should we do a losers bracket?" Because had we not done a losers bracket, I wouldn't have came in last place.
Oh, okay.
But now that we had the losers bracket, I got fucked and lost in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And now I'm the 8th place team. But I don't have the worst record.
Right.
So, but I'm not eating pancakes, Luke. You heard it here first. And if Tatiana wins, I feel like that should just cancel each other out.
All right.
So-
Same house.
But that's really all I have. Y'all have anything else you want to say before you get off the pod?
I think I got something. Like, what's What's something, because obviously you guys are out of college and stuff.
Yeah.
You guys are well established. Like, what's the best advice you guys could give like to us? Getting ready to leave college, kind of towards the back end of it.
Yeah.
Or and then after that, I want to ask, like, what's something you wish you would have done when you were 21?
Yeah.
That you probably didn't do, that you now wish you would have.
Well, I feel like my advice isn't so much what you should do, but it's going to be what you shouldn't do. And I feel like a lot of people think that there's like a timeline to life and they have to move out, they have to get married, they have to do everything by like they have to have babies by a certain time. Like, no, everyone has their, Kobe, relax. Everyone has their own timeline. You're going to do what you do when you want to do it. And yeah, just live life the way you want to live life. Like if y'all have, like say y'all end up getting married or whatever, like everyone's like, okay, I got this 3-year timeline and then I got to just do when you have the money, when you feel ready, when you feel comfortable, then you do it. That's it. Kobe, relax, bro. I'm gonna just
in the car this way too. So this won't be on camera.
Kobe.
And for me, I would say take chances right now.
For sure.
Take as many chances as you can, and like really figure out what you like.
Yeah.
Cause figure out what you like doing, and don't really worry about what it pays or what you earn doing it. Because if you figure out what you like doing, the money's gonna come very easily. And it won't feel like you're working at all.
Yeah. I think for me, like that's what I realized. Like, obviously, when I graduate, I still have 2 more years, so my goal is to get my master's. And of course, like I want to make it to the NFL, have a long career and stuff like that. But I think sometimes you have to like kind of think what ifs.
Yeah.
And I realized that it's much harder to know exactly what you want to do. It's much harder than I think I initially thought.
Yeah.
Because I'm being blinded by the sports world. You're not really thinking about what's next.
Right.
Until that what's next happens. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of why.
I was kind of the same way too. I mean, especially leaving, I would say try to do internships if you can, get as much experience like that as you can. Because I came out of college without any internships or experience. I was like, all right, I just got to figure out, I got to do something. And now, like, I'm good at what I do, but I kind of don't like it. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, I got to figure out how I'm going to just continue to make a living, but do something I like more, or either make enough so I don't have to, or just build something I can do on my own kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah, but it'll come for you though. Like I can tell just by your mindset, it'll come.
Yeah, but yeah, that's changed a lot since when I was younger. Yeah. Like I didn't have the same like you can literally do whatever you want. Yeah. Like you can do anything. Yeah. And I didn't think that way until like maybe 3 years ago or something. Yeah. And even still, like I'm like, there's like if I could start over and do it all over again, I probably would have just been a pilot or something. Yeah. Like straight out the gate, because then that schooling takes 2 years. I mean, the schooling's not even that long, but it takes 2 years to get your flight hours and all that stuff too. But after that, you're decent, you're good money, and you always have a job because they're always going to need pilots, and in that industry, there's a lot of pilots that are like a lot older. Yeah. So even still, that's something that I contemplate doing now. But I'm like, all right, now I got to dedicate 2 more years to doing that. And just learning and obviously paying for that school. Yeah. And then I'll be at this age and then doing that. It'll have to put a pause on other certain things too, which like I was thinking that way when I was 24 also. And in hindsight, I could have done that easily. Yeah. And been in a better spot than I am now, or like a decent spot still. But yeah. So I would just say you could honestly do whatever and figure it out along the way.
All right, man.
Hopefully that was some good fatherly advice.
Facts.
I think it definitely is, because like I get caught up now, like where I'm seeing how competitive PT school is. Yeah. And then kind of getting taken aback that like cohort sizes are only like 50 and how many people are applying. And like if I don't get in the next year, then I'm like a year older, a year behind than everyone else. And like
there's people in PT school that are like 25.
Yeah. You know? And so like learning that there's not like a time limit on it. Yeah. And focusing on just getting there.
Exactly.
Yeah, my biggest thing is, because I feel like I do a good job of living life stress free, and I see and especially now with like mental health being so prevalent. I don't know if suicide rates are going up, but if they are, people are just stressing themselves out. Like the world is already way too stressful as is. Like there's no need to add extra stress on yourself because you feel like you need to make other people happy. Like do what you do on your own timeline and make sure you're good, your partner's good, and all that.
Yeah, literally do whatever you want to do. Because like your parents, our parents are gonna tell us to go the safest route because they're your parents, you know? Yeah. Where if you do what makes you happy, that's really the safest route. And even though they might not be exactly what they thought for you, if it works for you, then it works for you.
Yup.
Damn. That's some deep shit.
Because if not, you're gonna be stuck doing something you don't like, or or just like
I kind of feel that way now.
Running
For sure.
running the rat race, thinking that like, all right, once I do this, then this will come. But just do whatever makes you happy in that moment. And
well, that's why I asked the question. I hope you guys don't mind, but I like to like take advice and try to learn something.
For sure.
I don't want to fuck up.
And even if you do fuck up, the biggest thing is learning from that fuck up.
For sure.
Everyone's gonna fuck up. Yeah.
That's when you learn the most, really.
Yeah, but it's been another episode of Save It for the Pod, episode number 94. Phil's not here.
But don't even be afraid to mess up.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, just jump into something and I'm like, all right, I'll probably mess up, but I'm gonna figure it out along the way, kind of thing. Because that's the and then I guess lean on people too.
Yeah, for sure.
Ask questions. But yeah, don't be scared to mess up, because then that's where you get stuck doing something you don't like doing for a while.
All right, we done?
Yeah, we can wrap it up.
It's been another episode of Save It for the Pod. Peace.